Welcome to the special episode of the Visual Novel Corner, hosted by Kristi and special guests, Aca and Oona. On today's topic, the fantastical Otome visual novel, Candied Hearts.
Hello there, everybody! Welcome to a very special edition of the Visual Novel Corner. I am your host, your only host for today, Kristi Jimenez Husbando Goddess. Today, I have with me two amazing special guests. They are Oona and Aca, two members of the Candied Hearts crew. If they would like to introduce themselves, everybody, introduce yourselves. Oona, go first. Who are you? Your pronouns, and please show yourself. Also, what was your role on Candied Hearts?
I'm Oona, they, them. I'm a yandere fairy VTuber, games journalist, founder and director of Sweet and Spicy Reviews, and I've just recently started doing custom not safe for work scenes. And I'm an indie game developer now. Actually, I only just started this year. Candied Hearts is one of my first projects, and the first time I've been writing the actual script for a game. So that's my role. I'm a co-writer with Kristi.
Oh, look at that! Your little virtual game! Wow. But you also helped out with Anna, who is the editor and voice director for Candied Hearts. You also helped with writing for that, the notes for that game as well.
Yeah.
The letters.
For the last Asta, I wrote the letters for that too.
What did I say? The last act? What did I say?
The last Asta,
Oh my god. Yeah, okay, if I said the last act, fantastic. If I said the last act, that is a Snow Haven game. That is not Anna's game. I got my games mixed up. But
I didn't work on that one.
If you want to purchase the last act and help support Snow Haven Studios, which is a studio that I work for, go ahead. It's now available on Steam. Moving on. Next, we have Aca. Aca, who are you? Your pronouns, and what was your role? Also, please show yourself as well.
All right, I'll try to show myself. But yeah, small disclaimer for the drill noises as usual.
Oh yeah. Drill noises.
But yeah. I'm a game artist, I guess? Question mark. I mean,
question mark. You are. Wait.
I am. It's
mark.
doubly funny if I think about it because I'm also a game artist. I'm an indie dev, right? I did the arts for Candied Hearts and a few other games, and my day job is also a game artist, so it's kind of my whole life. I do both 2D and 3D art, but if you go online, you'll only see my 2D art because everything 3D is NDA. So there's that. But yeah, I'm just a game artist through and through, quarter-time VTuber. By that I mean I stream once or twice a week. It's not my main gig, but yeah, generally an artist. By the way, my pronouncer is she/her, and I think that's all I need to say, right?
Oh no, you're also a disgusting Homestuck fan.
Oh no.
Disgusting Homestuck fan. If Oona has to say they're a yandere apologist / fan, we have to mention that you are a disgusting Homestuck fan. We have to say
it. Okay, disclaimer. Yes, I've read Homestuck, but I've never actually finished it. Right now I got pretty far though. I got to, no spoilers, but I got pretty far. But for context, my current icon is my stream avatar, but as a Homestuck troll, because one of my friends was like, "Hey, the horse your avatar kind of looks like Homestuck troll." And I was like, "That is a horrible idea for a Halloween costume, and I'm gonna do it." I have not thought about Homestuck in years, and I was just like, oof, it all came flooding back. Awful. Amazing.
Awful, but also amazing. Fantastic. Should I introduce myself? Should I
yes,
show myself?
Do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone may know me already, but just in case you know this is your first time listening, I am Kristi Jimenez, also known as Husbando Goddess. I am a narrative designer for Snow Haven Studios. I am a freelance writer. I am the editorial lead for Press Space to Jump. I am the project lead for Candied Hearts. I have made a shit ton of games. Probably too many, to be honest. I also am a writer for Candied Hearts. Like Oona was mentioning, co-writer, and I am the writer for Peppermint's Route. Oona is the writer for Lakritz's Route.
Yeah.
And I am also a Garfield fan, a major Garfield fan, and a major Gale from Baldur's Gate 3 fan. I will die for that man.
If we're talking Baldur's Gate, then I have to confess as well that I'm a huge simp for Astarion.
Oh, I mean, who isn't? Who isn't? Everyone loves that man.
I know, I don't understand all the Gale hate. Like, I respect that you're, like, championing the underdog in terms of, like, companion love interests.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to. It's really rough out here, man. It's really fucking rough out here. I feel like I'm getting, like, stares for loving him. That man is a million out of 10. A million.
I see you fighting
My
the
God.
news on Twitter. Like...
God! Oh! I'm gonna hold myself back. That is for the After Hours podcast with Oona. Oh my God, Oona! Oh, gotta tell you about that romance scene. Anyways, okay. Let us move on to the main topic of this podcast, which is Candied Hearts. I briefly discussed it on the Otome Jam episode, but with my lovely team, at least part of my lovely team here, I figured we can get a more inside look and get you guys' perspective on the game and how the project went, and etc., and answer some viewer-submitted questions, because I can't answer everything the viewers have, especially when it comes to, like, art and stuff. I can't get into Aca's brain. I wish I could. I feel like I would be smarter, you know? gain some new talents that way, but I can't.
Please don't. That sounds like it would hurt.
I mean,
like a chisel?
What
Like...
Gotta pull, like, the Mind Flayer or something in the Baldur's Gate 3. There you go. Put a little worm inside your brain or something like that. Parasite. Alright. So, guys, how the fuck did we come up with Candied Hearts?
I think that was a YouTube thing. Like, I remember watching that happen. Like, the two of you just, like, I think I woke up and I, like, checked the DMs in, like, our group chat, and there were, like, hundreds of unread messages, and I was like, what did I miss?
It was really just, like, a fucking fever dream on how that happened. So, so Otome Jam prefaced that even though it was, like, the banner was, like, isekai, like an isekai into an Otome Jam or something, they emphasized the theme. There's no theme. The game does not have to be isekai. And we said, what happens if we do it anyway? What if we roll with that anyway? So we went with the isekai route, but we were thinking, like, okay, what do we want to do? And I think my first initial spitball idea was, what if we get transported into, like, a board game or something, like fucking Jumanji or some shit, something like that. Because I kind of didn't want to do, like, the typical, like, Otome or, like, novel isekai or some shit like that. And then I think it was Aca who is like, how about a gacha game? You know, everyone's personal hell. How about a gacha game? I think
everyone's personal hell.
Everyone's personal, because who hasn't played a gacha game? Who hasn't played a mobile game that has literally sucked hundreds of dollars out of you? Like, come on. Them idol boys, I swear to God. And Genshin. But I haven't played Genshin. I can only speak about idol boys.
Tears of Themis for me. Artem stole my wallet.
Oh, Artem! Don't talk about him! I love him so much!
Same.
Oh my God! I literally have a poster of him and MC on the beach.
No way.
I have to. Yeah, I do. And then I have a little Artem figurine. I gotta show
jealous.
you it. Oh my God! Yeah, I had to, somebody was doing, like, a, you know, one of those huge, like, orders and stuff like that. It's like, oh, order through, like, Google form and stuff like that. And I originally also ordered a plushie of Artem, but I guess they ran out or something, like, they couldn't get their hands on them, so they just, like, hey, okay, your money's just gonna help cover the rest of the costs, and just then total on the shipping. I'm like, okay, but I really wanted a little tiny Artem in my life. I know, it was so sad. One day I will be able to cuddle Artem, okay? But yeah, God, teaser Themis. But yeah, we settled on the gacha element, and honestly, I was, like, really shocked about how many, like, people were like, yeah, this is sick!
Who was it who originally decided it was going to be Candyland specifically, though? Because I just remember, again, like, because a lot of these conversations happen while I'm asleep because of time zones, because I live on like Australia. And I just remember looking at it and being like, but what if, like, someone posted the pictures of, like, the characters from Candyland and were like, but what if it was them? And I was like, what the fuck? Who looked at those characters and was like, let's romance them? But also, then I looked at the characters and I was like, fuck yeah, let's romance them.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. I'm going back into April conversations. And Anna's suggesting her characters. We also talked a little bit about Cookie Run Kingdom a little bit, but because which spoiler is a little bit of an inspiration.
I remember getting clowned for liking cookies. Look, what can I say? The way they draw them, it's just
okay. So I said on the 23rd of April, I know we were talking about isekai before. The trope is always video games. Why not the characters' favorite board game? Something wacky like Candyland.
Yes.
And then Anna's like, Candyland Otome, wait! And then for some reason, Aca said, imagine getting isekai the Candy Crush.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Oh my god. And then we're just...
I think when I was sold on the idea was when you posted the pictures of... Because I've never heard of this board game before because it's a US board game. So this was my first experience with it. But when you posted the picture of Lord Licorice and I saw that mustache, I was like, I'm in.
Yeah, the various characters is like the little like pieces and all that stuff. You have the gingerbread guy eating the gumdrop. The king, the Snow Queen, Licorice... who got fucking big ass fucking cheeks. And I'm not talking about cheeks. I mean just mouth cheeks. Mr. Mint, and some fucking Disney princess looking ass chick. And then we kept talking about it. Yeah, yeah, dude. And then, funny enough, I got into the Candyland lore.
Not the Candyland lore.
Yes. So, guys, if you don't know, our dear viewers, if you don't know, there is
lore for Candyland.
There's surprising amount of Candyland lore. You go to the Wikipedia page. I swear to God. My favorite piece is Mr. Mint has mentioned being a member of the Royal Minted Police, which is a reference to the Royal Candy Mountain Police, commonly known as the Mounties. Unfortunately, this does mean that ACAB applies to Mr. Mint, which is the wildest trivia bullet point I've ever read in my fucking life. You do not. When I read that, I was literally fucking crying. I had tears streaming down my fucking face.
Wait, does this
honestly,
mean it applies
that's
to
how I
Peppermint
felt
too?
reading it.
He's a soldier.
He's a soldier, so yes.
No, he's a soldier. He's not part of the police.
He literally, like, is in charge of law enforcement. I'm sorry, Kristi.
I can't believe it. Oh shit! No, I can't believe it. Oh fuck! Oh shit! That sucks. Oh man, now I'm like I can't work on Peppermint's route. No, canceled. But that is how we came up with Candied Hearts through looking from just a random like, hey, board game? What happened to Candyland? And then it spiraled into the gacha game element with a candy theme. And how she got isekai, because I remember being a few questions around, and even I was a little confused on how she gets isekai, because when you get isekai, you typically fucking die. So her getting isekai is that, so she drops her nose on, she drops her phone onto her nose, and then lightning strikes at the same time, basically. It's a weird about events. Is she dead?
I don't know.
I would like to think that her house is now on fire. Lightning hit her house and now it's on fucking fire. So if she were to go back, she would probably be burnt to a crisp or not have a home anymore.
Oh,
That is my theory. And that is how we get out of her going back to the fucking real world.
I just assumed she died. I thought
Maybe
she got
she
struck
did.
by lightning, like herself as well, and just that was that. That was my headcanon. I know yours is like a little bit more hopeful at least. Like, yeah, she could theoretically go back if she can survive the flames, and I'm just like, nah, I don't know, man. I think it was over.
Yeah, maybe she's. Yeah, that's the one piece of like.
We'll leave that up to reader interpretation. You can decide. Yeah.
Which one is she? Is she able to go back, but she doesn't have a home anymore? Or did she like get killed by the lightning strike?
Is she dead? Is basically.
Oh, Candy, my God, poor fucking Candace. She just, at least she's with hot men now. At least she's hot Candy boys.
Like, why would she want to go back? Like, does it even matter really? Like, once you arrive there, like, you're not gonna want to go home again.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't you be sick if everything was made of candy and you touch something and it's like candy, is like sugar all over? It's like, I'd be sick.
But Aca, if you had the choice of like staying there or going back or dying, what would you choose? I think I might take the cavities. I think.
Yeah, okay, fair. I'm not gonna complain about that.
My God. Oh, but that is how. God, I'm looking through these messages and I love Una's message. I love a Dilf. In reference to the Candyland King. I love a Dilf.
Not this one though.
Not this one.
Not this one.
We do have a Dilf in Candied Hearts, guys. You haven't seen him yet. He has been posted on Twitter. Philip has been posted on Twitter, but a long time ago when we did the VA announcements. But y'all will see him soon.
I'm working on him.
Oh, okay. But that is how we came up with Candied Hearts. That is the crazy story. I think it's very interesting. Nothing is ever normal.
No.
With anything I touch. Nothing is ever. Yeah.
It was one idea that just kept pinging off in a billion directions. And it just suddenly snowballed, and then we were like, "Wait, we love this idea. Let's do it."
Yeah, and
basically.
Yeah. And that's what I love so much about. And that's what I love so much about the project, because it came from such a weird but unique idea, and we're just so into it. That's what I loved about it. That's what I love about this project. Honestly, chaos. I love chaos. I love energetic chaos. All right. So, next question that we have to discuss, guys. What was your experience working at Candied Hearts? You can be as brutally honest as possible. You can tell me you fucking hate my fucking guts, and I will not take it personally. I will not. Tell me. You can fucking tell me right now. I hate Kristi. I fucking
Kristi, do you have
the fucking mud?
Do you have things you need to air out right now? It's okay.
I probably do need to go see a therapist at some point, but no. Joking aside, what was your guys' honest, genuine experiences working on Candied Hearts? Oona, you can go first.
I mean, you were joking about saying bad stuff, but I honestly have nothing bad to say. I think I've heard.
Thank God.
I've heard a lot of horror stories from game dev projects of collaborations and things, but this is the first game dev team that I've worked in, and I think I've been really spoiled because I haven't had any of the problems that I've heard about with co-writing, but I felt we got into a rhythm where we worked really well together, and especially with Anna editing as well. I feel we really smoothed over the script, so it was kind of seamless where your parts started, where mine ended, and I was really happy with the end result, and I feel we communicated really well, and we were also passionate about the idea and professional too. I feel we haven't really had any major issues with each other. I don't know, maybe that's my perspective, maybe everyone has an issue with me, but
No, you're absolutely lovely.
I feel the team just works really well together. We did work together on the last Asta before, so we had already done one project together, but I feel this was a slightly bigger scale because it was a bigger jam. We had more time. So it was cool to like scale that up and see what else we could do together. So yeah, my experience has been completely positive. I've learned a lot. I've enjoyed it. The result has been really rewarding to see people playing the demo and enjoying it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no issues. Just good vibes, really.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Oh, by the way, speaking of everyone playing and like the reception, I am happy to announce that the game has amassed 5,000 total plays. The
Hell
demo,
yeah.
at least.
Hell yeah.
Huge.
It is so mind blowing that people love the game as much. I'm not just I just not to say that like because it's like not because it's like what am I trying to say not that because it doesn't deserve it, because it's a fantastic game. I think we put forward something fantastic. It's just like I just wasn't expecting. I typically have like.
Well, especially for a demo too. Like it's not even the full game, but like
demo,
every time I'm looking on itch at the like visual novel like tag, Candied Hearts is like always doing pretty well, like in terms of like search results. Like it comes up pretty high up on the list. So like I don't know. Clearly the algorithm's working. Clearly like the support from people sharing it and talking about it and stuff has helped. And yeah, it's done. So, like I said, this is my first game. I wasn't expecting, not again, like you said, not that I didn't think it wasn't good. I just wasn't expecting the first game that I wrote a script for to take off like it has, I guess.
Yeah, it's honestly mind blowing. Thank you everyone who has played the game, left reviews, and made fan art of the characters.
Yes.
Oh my god,
that's so cool. I love
Yes,
seeing
the
it.
fan art.
so good. And everyone who has purchased a charm. Oh, I love seeing y'all with your charms. It's so cute. Brings
I
me
love
joy.
the charms too. They're on my bag.
I
I took
love
them
the
to PAX
charms.
with me. They're adorable. I love them.
Oh, did anyone's like, oh, what are those?
Oh, I shoved them on everybody who would listen.
Fuck yeah!
Let's look at them.
It's like, have you heard of Candied Hearts?
Play it now. It's free. Scan the barcode.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Aca, that was like the most genius thing you've ever did. So for those of you who don't know, and I promise you will get back to the question. I said to these guys earlier that this is going to be really chill. We're going to drift off and get to other topics as we talk. But for those who don't know, with the Candied Hearts charms, the little characters, Lakrits and Peppermint, and candy bags, and on the back of the candy bags is a barcode that goes to the game page. It is a genius, fucking genius. Like, imagine you go to somebody's house, like, oh, that's a cute charm. What's it from? Oh, Candy Hearts. They turn the bag around. Oh my god, a barcode. They scan it. Marketing genius, Aca. Like,
Literally.
Were you a marketing major
That was
in
a
another
big
life?
brain moment. No,
Yeah, that
was just a single big brain moment for me.
The only one you'll have. You've maxed it out now.
Yeah,
That's it.
Maxed it out. Now I'm a homestuck troll.
God, you would just nosedive. All right, but yeah. So, Aca, now we're gonna get back to the question. What was your experience working on Candied Hearts? Because you did all of the art. You did the background. You did the sprites. You did the CGs. You did the little bits like the asset inside the phone. You customized the GUI. So tell us. What was your experience?
It was buttery smooth, like unexpectedly so. Like nothing really big came up. I mean, we did have to like cut down a few things, at least for the demo, like in terms of art, and like I couldn't do like all the different sounds yet, but I'm looking forward to doing that later. But yeah, it was like still relatively smooth, especially for a game jam, and surprising. I'm just it's surprising. Everything came together really easily at the end. It's insane.
Makes me so happy. I'm gonna start crying on the podcast. Yeah, no, I was like, not that I was like, you guys weren't being honest with me. I was just like, oh my god, because every time I lead a project, I always try to like make sure like everything's like working with everybody, that everyone's having a fun time. Like, I'm not like, especially with what happened in June, talked about this in the Otome Jam episode, but I'll talk about it again here, especially in June when everything was happening with me, and apparently June just like said, I'm gonna come crashing down on the Candied Hearts team. Everything was just happening, good and bad in our lives, but the main point is like it kept us all busy, and I was like, we gotta push this game back. We gotta focus on ourselves. But yeah, it was just like I'm glad everyone had a positive experience going into this. I guess my follow-up question to you both, and either you can start. What do you think made it a positive experience? What do you think made this project work, and will help avoid all the trials and tribulations and downfalls that you typically see in other projects?
I think communication. I think
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the things I noticed during the last Asta, is that we did talk to each other. Like, well, there was no I don't think anyone got defensive at any point when we were giving feedback to each other. Like, it's all of us have approached it in a really collaborative way. Like, we all want the project to succeed. So whenever there has been a hurdle, like especially with three of us working on the script, I mean, that's the perspective that I've seen the most obviously. Like, that could easily have gone horribly wrong, like having three people working on the script together, like three writers. Like, I know Anna was editing, but she's also a writer too, so we all have our different styles and that kind of thing. But I feel like we worked out a pretty solid system for writing it and making sure there was no like conflict. So I think it was just that open communication and people being like, all right, we're professionals, we're making a game, we're not taking this personally, we're just trying to work out the best way to achieve the vision that we've had. So yeah, I think it all just comes down to us all communicating well with each other and having that shared understanding of what the expectations are and what we're trying to achieve. And Kristi's leadership.
To add that?
Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the leadership part, like I'd like to just point that out for a second, but I don't think there was like any point where anyone felt unsafe to say like, hey, this is too much work for me, or this is I can't do this in the time frame. Like when everyone else has like stuff going on, and I think we all trusted Kristi to like make the choices to like, you know, cut things down when it needs to be cut down, and so nobody's like, you know, squirreling away all their problems and then 2 weeks later show up, I can't do this kind of thing. It's just whenever a problem crops up, we all felt comfortable to like just bring it up to the group, and we trust Kristi enough to like, you know, handle those kind of things. So yeah,
and because Kristi's very like professional too to like work with as a project lead, because she did approach it all from like a very like problem solving perspective too. Like in June when we were all like all of us at the same time and like, by the way, I've got a lot of like personal things going on.
Yeah, I know, right?
like you just like came in and you're like, all right, let's sit down, let's look at what we've got, what can we like realistically achieve in this time frame with, you know, what we're working with. And that's, you know, how we managed to finish the demo in that time, I think. So you're very like organized and realistic in the way that you see things. You didn't try to push any of us and be like, no, but this is what we wanted to do, so you've just got to do it, or anything like that. You're like, all right, like you listened, actually, I think is what I'm trying to say. Like, you really listened to the team and worked with what you had, rather than having unrealistic expectations and trying to push for that anyway.
Aww.
Which is honestly why I think it got done in the end. Like, why we were able to do this demo.
I think so.
Yeah,
this is a Kristi appreciation podcast now.
Yes.
the Candied Hearts and Kristi appreciation podcast special episode. No, that honestly all makes my heart jump for joy. That means a lot. Yeah, like that's the thing with just like when it comes to being a project lead and just working on a game in general. It's just like communication, and at the end of the day, I think a lot of other people should have this point of view. Is like no one's health, no game should be put above somebody's health. You know, at that like I don't believe shoving work down somebody's throat is like the best way to approach things. It's like I'd rather sit down, talk about things, like, be a listener, and see how we can move forward. You know, about everything. I don't want to fight. I don't want to do any of that stuff. Like, how is that productive? You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. So just you know, and if there's like feedback that needs to be had, or like, yeah, like you were saying, I can't do this, I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll cut down and that's totally reasonable, you know. It's cool.
I think you had like a really clear idea of what you wanted to achieve too. Like I've always throughout the whole process had like a very clear understanding of what's expected of me and what we have left to do and what the priority is as well. So there's no like, it's not that vague. Like you've left room to be creative, obviously, but like there's always been very clear direction, like what needs to be done next, what's most important, where are we going with this, and what's the overall goal in the end. So that also makes it a lot easier, especially for someone like me who is more inexperienced and I need like more instructions and more like mentoring as well on like how to go about doing things. You've always been very clear on what's expected.
Oh god.
Yeah, I don't think there was a moment in the project where I ever felt like lost, like I didn't know what to do. Like I always knew what I had to do next, and that's really nice.
The first time I felt professional. I swear to God, I don't give off professional air, and if now I suddenly feel professional, I'm professional when it counts, guys.
You are good in a crisis. You're very good in a crisis.
I am, guys. Don't call 911, just call me. I guess that's what y'all saying. So like when I was like doing the outline, I basically did bullet points, but I was like, I was like, yeah, guys, just kind of just do whatever. And like, when it came to the Kritz's like round outline and route, I was like, just kind of like, I was just giving you like general advice, like, yeah. I don't know what I fucking said. I'm like, because I don't want to like, because my thing is like, I don't want to like push you in one direction. I'm just gonna give you like suggestions, stuff like that, and see how you kind of vibe with it, you know. I was like, I just don't like being
you gave me enough. Yeah, you gave me enough to like get started with it and like an overall idea, but then you let me decide the specifics and be a bit creative with it. So it did feel like my contribution to the game. So I didn't feel like I was being given like a paint by numbers like outline or anything like that, where I just have to fill in the blanks. It was like you said to me, here's this idea for the character that like I was also involved in the brainstorming, and then kind of let me run with it a little bit. But then whenever I got stuck or got writer's block or whatever, I could just message you and be like, I don't really know what I want to do here. Do you have any suggestions? And then you'd sit there and talk it through with me. So yeah, a good balance, I think, of having some structure but giving me some creative freedom too.
Hell yeah. See that? Guys, listen out there. That's how you do it. Take notes. I guess that's how y'all do it. I'm so glad. From my experience, absolutely positive. I have nothing bad to say about this team. I will always tout with every team I work with, especially the Candied Hearts team. I love working with Oona, Anna, and Aca, and the voice actors and all that stuff. They've been y'all are an absolute treasure. I will shout y'all names to the moon and back, or whatever the saying is, you know. I love y'all so much. But yeah, just positive experience all around. All right, so let's move on to the next question. So guys, Oona or Aca, what was the most difficult part about development for you, and which part was the most fun? Either of you can start.
Do you want to go first, Aca?
You want to start? Okay.
No,
I can go. All right. I honestly think that like the most difficult part is like, you know, kind of yet to come, in a way that like now that we don't have like a solid deadline and all stuff, we have like loose deadlines for like the rest of the game, but they're not like, you know, hard deadline that we kind of do it with the game jam. I think that's gonna be probably, you know, that's gonna be a little bit more difficult to kind of keep things going at the momentum that they are. So yeah, I would say that that's going to be the most difficult part. The entire jam was like buttery smooth. I really can't think about anything that's difficult aside from our personal life stuff. But yeah.
Fuck June, homophobic.
I know, she was so bad. Oh, what was the most fun? Well, that's a hard question. I mean, I enjoyed the entire process, but I think I really liked brainstorming with everyone. I think that was really fun. It was just like get the ball rolling and let it get out of hand, and then you know, cut back when we need to. But the initial brainstorming was really insane and fun. I loved it.
Yeah, and especially when you were coming up with the character designs, and I forgot when it was like I don't know if it was the CG for the credits, like the first CG when you meet him, or it's like just the initial character.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
remember me and Oona having two different reactions to the crits. I think Oona was like, "Ooh, that mustache," and I said, "That man looks like he's about to time these some train tracks or some shit." I need to find it. It was just like. Yeah, Una's like, "Ooh, that mustache, though." And I said, "Ooh, bro looks like he's about to tie someone to some train tracks."
And there's actually a reference to that, because I loved that like moment as well so much that in that scene there's a reference to him looking like he's about to tie someone to some train tracks, and that's a reference to that conversation.
And then you say right after that, "I volunteer," and Anna follows up with,
Yeah.
What the?
Listen, he can tie me to some train tracks if he wants. Have you seen his mustache?
Oh my god, he'll tie you with his mustache to those train tracks.
Hell
That
yeah.
shit's gonna grow like it's a super mutant or something and tie you to those train tracks.
Even better.
Actually, so Oona, if you ever write that 18+ DLC for the crits, which will be paid if we ever release 18+ content with Candied Hearts, we will so make that paid content. We're not releasing that for free. We have to have something with the mustache. There has to be some mustache foreplay.
Yes.
Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I agreed. The brainstorming was a lot of fun. Like at the beginning, like when you could feel the passion from everybody involved, and we were all getting excited over it. I think aside from the personal difficulties, the most difficult part for me was just getting started on the script, because this is the first script that I've written. And so getting used to the different style was difficult to start with, but then you and Anna kind of came in and gave me like a 101 on script writing, and showed me some different options on like different ways to reword things so that it suited the format a lot better. And then I remember a moment where it kind of just clicked and I was like, oh, I understand now. And then I could kind of like take off a little bit with the with the common root. So I think that was the hardest part, was just getting used to it to start with. But like I said, I think the three of us worked quite well together on the script once we found that rhythm. So, and then that ended up being pretty fun, like seeing my first script that I've written get put into a game and seeing the finished result. That was a really cool feeling.
And everyone fawning over the crits, like, oh my god.
Well, me too. Like me looking at it, fawning over him.
I know when you can fall in love with your own character, you know he kind of like did a really good job. Like you just feel the emotions that you're like, I know this is gonna happen, but the fact that I'm feeling it again, like, oh my god, I'm going through that with Peppermint Straw as I'm programming it. I'm like, why I shouldn't be feeling things. I know what's gonna happen to this baby boy. I'm like, fuck, I should be a mute. I'm the writer. Oh my god. Especially the eat in the bars part. That was absolute genius idea. Oona,
love that scene.
God, it's the best choice in the game.
100%, yeah.
So eat the bar is the most chaotic choice you can have in the game. Like, not break them, just eat them. Honestly, but your big brain moment right there. That is your magnum opus.
Yeah, I've also peaked. Like, I'm not going to write anything like that ever again.
Oh man. So the most difficult part about development, if I had to answer this question for me, just the coding, because I'm very particular when it comes to scripting. So I'm like, this has to happen. I'm like, this has to happen. If it doesn't, I'm like making sure everything's like crystal perfect. And I'm just like, all right, especially when it comes to the animations. The one I will always tout is like when you're in the throne room meeting King Caramel for the first time, and you basically tell him you're a piece of shit. Spoilers, you can tell him that when you tell him off. You tell him he's a piece of shit, and he gets up in your face, and Peppermint is like trying to hold him back, and he pushes him. King Caramel pushes his own son away, and it was like kind of like a smooth animation. I was like, oh, So good. But it was like all those little animations and trying to make the game more immersive was probably the most difficult, but it was also the most rewarding part. I love coding. But I was just trying to do all that because I was like spending hours on it. I was like, oh my god, I hope people like this. I hope people like this.
It definitely paid off. That scene, like that little animation.
That was a good moment.
Yeah, that animation in particular that you mentioned is like one of my favorites in the game.
Oh, yay.
That was your genius moment. Look at us, we all peaked during Candied Hearts.
We all peaked. Now it's just gonna go downhill from here, honestly. The most fun... I feel like I'm just copying everyone. Honestly, the brainstorm, but it's also just like the general writing process. As much as I love and hate writing, I loved writing Candied Hearts, and especially when it came to like talking, like the Google Docs, the conversations we would have. we would have in Google Docs. It was like so chaotic sometimes. Even when we were just straight up writing like asset lists, we would sometimes just have straight up conversations. Like if we were editing at the same time, like recently me and Aca, we were going in and writing down the assets that are going to be needed for Reginald's route, and we were in there at the same time trying to write bullet points, and I was like, who's talking? And I'm like, is this Oona non-binary or something like that? I'm just like trying to make sure I don't misgender anybody. I'm trying to address somebody appropriately, and it was Aca, and we're just having a back and forth conversation in caps and different colored text. It was chaotic.
I'm opening the doc right now, and it's like, wow, thanks, make it green, yes, yes. Or non-binary soup, like, I don't know who's doing this. How do you make the checkboxes under the 3 dots for future reference? Bless.
Yeah, it was yelling at Aca to make the text green for Reginald. Make it green, make it green. Non-binary someone. Oh, it was so chaotic.
It's so chaotic.
But that's what I love. I love when I can just be myself, be my gremlin chaotic self. I can't. Oh my god. But yeah, that was the most fun. It was just like the brainstorming, the writing, and then the general chaos that naturally ensued in the Google Docs, wherever it would be the asset list.
Yeah, like a good kind of chaos though, because it's all like, it's because we're all passionate and excited. It's not like a bad kind of chaos where everything's falling apart. Yeah. It's like we're all trying to like work on it at the same time. Like you said, we're all having fun with it, and sometimes it gets a little out of hand, but in a good way.
Oh yeah, in a good fun way. Fun way. Yeah. All right. So, last big question. Then we're gonna be moving on to viewers submitted questions, guys. People have asked us, we got quite a few people have asked us some hard-hitting questions, which I'm very excited to get to. So, guys, Oona, we'll start with you. What did you learn from working on Candied Hearts? Or while working on Candied, you're still working on it, so.
How to write a script. That's the main thing. Like, literally, like, I'd done, like, little bits and pieces, and I was trying to teach myself how to write a script before, but you and Anna sitting down and like really working with me on the opening scene, like I said, it's sort of how it all kind of clicked for me, and I've learned a lot about script writing through this from your feedback and your editing, and asking questions as I go along. So yeah, mostly about game dev, because The Last Asta was my first game dev project, and this is my second one. So yeah, I'm just a baby dev. I'm learning how to do it for the first time. That's the biggest thing that I've learned, really.
Look at that, and now you're going out into the world. You made your own VTuber.
No longer a baby dev. Yeah.
I forgot about that. I made my own.
I'm surprised you didn't shield in the introduction.
I forgot.
Guys.
Yeah.
I forgot. I just forgot my biggest visual novel release. You know, the one of my VTuber. Guys, if you want to play Oona's VTuber debut visual novel, Oona the Heartbroken, is now available on itch for free. Mm-hmm.
It's got a browser mode too now.
Play. It has a browser game, so go play it. Go play it right now. Aca did the art. We're just all connected in some way. Anna and I helped in some way in that game.
Yeah, literally, you and Anna both gave me some feedback while I was writing the script. Aca did the character sprite. Like, I just like working with you guys, so whenever there's a project, I'm like, hey, do you guys want to be involved?
Of course. See, we're always somehow involved in some way. We're either as a cheerleader or actually involved in the project. We're just that connected. We can never escape each other.
We're just that connected, yeah.
Yeah. Aca, what did you learn as you're working on Candied Hearts, or what did you learn?
Okay, this is going to sound really, really stupid, but I learned that I could do a lot more in the time frame of 1 month than I thought I could. If that makes any sense.
That's
I
not
was
stupid
like
at all.
doing all the art. I was like, I feel like God right now.
Literally, you made so much art in such a short space of time. I was like bowing down to you. I was like, how on earth are you doing this?
Honestly,
I was like, I didn't know I could do that, but now I do.
Yeah, honestly, you were like, if you were the god of this team, you were the envy fucking P of this fucking
The background art, like so many different types of backgrounds and like variations, and the sprites have so many different expressions. I was like, and you just kept churning out more. I was like, surely we're done now. And then you're like, so I've made another one. And I was like, ow, where did that come from?
It was honestly magic to see you work, Aca, and like it was just I just flabbergasted how much you were able to produce in such even I know 2 months is like, people are like, that's a long time, but for me that's like oh my fucking god, you produced 3 CGs, you produced multiple sprites, you produced multiple fucking backgrounds, and like they have so much detail in them. In my opinion,
so much thought put into them. Like all of the backgrounds, like when you posted them in the group chat and you were telling us like all of the different candy that you used in the background and why, I was like completely, well, like Chris said, flabbergasted. Like it was beautiful, like seeing all of the thought and attention to detail you put into it.
So
I honestly don't regret, like, you know, I just emptied my schedule aside from like some personal stuff. I just like emptied my schedule so I could work on it, and I'm like, no regrets. I felt so powerful. And I'm learning so much about my own capabilities and like, you know, what I can do in 1 month.
Hell yeah.
So you peaked twice. You peaked twice in development.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, honestly, and the CGs that you've came up with so far, like that are not in the demo, but I have teased. Oh my god, they're
the one
so
that you
fucking
shared
cute.
recently for the crits.
Yeah.
I still swoon every time I look at it. I'm so excited.
Him leading like towards Candice is like, it's like, oh my god, just fucking kiss me, you stupid. God. And then the one with Peppermint. I can just spoil where Peppermint is, because I there's a reason I keep just focusing on his face. But god, that Peppermint one is so fucking precious. And it is. I can't wait till I can't. That scene is so good. That scene is such like a turning point for him too. Oh my god. And then the ending CGs.
Oh my heart! I know. Well, we should change the topic before we accidentally say anything though.
Yeah, no,
I'm way too excited about it.
No spoilers.
I know. They're really cute, guys. They're really fucking cute.
I'm so excited to share them.
So make sure you don't get a bad ending. Because if you just our advice, go for the good endings. If you get a bad ending,
you'll never be the same again.
Oh yeah, no. The team knows what's coming. The team knows what's coming. I showed them a preview of Peppermint's Zone, and like, oh. All right. What did I learn? Did I learn? I guess learn how to co-write, because I never learned how to co-write with people before. This is my first ever project where I learned how to co-write. I do have like a side project that I'm currently on, but it's like on back burner, where I'm like writing another character's route, but it's like I wouldn't say it's the same thing as this, where I'm like especially with the combo where we're kind of where we were taking turns, like, okay, you write this, Oona, then I write this, and then blah blah blah, and then
sometimes we were in there at the same time, like
it was a mess. And then we were having calls about like the editing and all that stuff, and just like kind of brainstorming and giving each other feedback. It was like It was my first time on how to co-write with people, and it was a positive experience, I will say. Thank God. I was so scared to co-write because I'm like, oh gosh. I was mainly fearful that our writing styles were not gonna mesh, because like when people co-write, you can tell who wrote what, but with nobody could tell with us.
No,
Nobody
I know. I
could
asked
tell
so
with
many
us.
people, and they either said they couldn't tell, or that they were so engrossed in the story that they forgot to pay attention to see if they could tell. But the fact that like
which is good.
Yeah, both of them
Which
are
is
good.
good,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, if they're like so engrossed in it and it flows that well, like that, I think to me means that we succeeded in like blending our styles together well enough.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And even Anna couldn't tell. Anna, the
Yeah.
editor, couldn't tell.
Yeah, true. Like even before it got to editing, you're right. Anna was like, "Who wrote this bit?" Like, yeah, she couldn't tell. So I think we.
That's why.
I mean, even sometimes both of you couldn't tell who wrote
Sometimes
what.
I forgot. Like when we were going through the edits, we would be going through an edit for a line, and I'd be like, "Oh, I think you wrote this part. So do you want to like decide, what to do with the edits?" And then Kristi would be like, "No, Una, you wrote this." Like,
Yeah.
because I completely forgot.
I was just sitting here like, no, Una, you wrote this. I remember you wrote this. I have memory of what I wrote. And especially the part where towards the end, I'm not usually a flirtatious writer. I'm starting to finally get the 10 out. But when Chris is overboard, I wrote, I was so proud of the line. And I was like, good job, Una. And you
I was like, no, that wasn't me.
And they were like, Anna, Kristi read that. I was like, let's go! We're so insane!
I think it was those calls though, because I do remember when we started having the calls where we went through the edits together and started like writing and brainstorming like while we were talking to each other. I felt like it flowed a lot easier, and it was much easier to like adapt and sort of weave things together a little bit, because I think I could hear what your idea was and what you were, and because you could tell me like what you were, like what your intent was behind the lines you were writing.
Yeah.
So it's a bit easier for me to adapt to that. So I think that like writing on call together and like going through and reviewing the script together on the calls was really, really helpful.
Yeah, especially when it came to like the more comedic, the comedy.
The jokes. That's your strong suit.
Yeah.
I'm still working on my comedy.
I swear to God, I'm not funny. I don't see myself as funny. People are like,
You
Kristi,
so
you're
are.
hilarious. Kristi, you're hilarious.
Literally-
You should do stand-up.
In Lakritz's route, there were a couple of points where I put in a comment and I was like, ask Kristi how to make this funny. Because I had an idea for a joke and I needed your help with the timing.
My God. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad I'm the comedy queen.
You are.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, the co-writing was, that's how I learned, and the calls, like you said, definitely help, because it's one thing to have it through text, but like just voicing it it's much more efficient, as much as I love a chaotic Google Docs.
Well, I loved editing with you, like when we were going through the edits and like we would be sort of going through each edit one by one, and we'd talk about the line, and both of us would be like, all right, let me try typing this up. What do you think of that? And we would like workshop the lines together.
Yeah.
Like that was really, really fun.
It was fun. I love that. I love doing that so fucking much. It was so good. It was just so, and it was so productive too. It
Yeah.
was like, so it was amazing. Awesome. All right, are you guys ready to get into some viewer submitted questions?
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome. Okay, guys. So our first question comes from Karen. Pri, I'm so sorry I can't say your username. You know me. I'm a writer. I'm not a speaker nor speller. We had this conversation. So she asks, who are our favorites in the game? How was the writing process, and how did we decide what the main conflicts were going to be in each route? So let's break this down. Who are our favorites, guys? Let's start off with Aca this time around.
Veronica, like no hesitation, Veronica. Like the bird. If you don't know, Lakritz's bird is called Veronica. I love her. Like I tried to put her in every single like scene that I can. That's all I'm gonna say. Veronica.
She's a hidden Mickey, essentially. She's everywhere. Oona.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it has to be Lakritz, my boy. I love him to pieces. He's so dramatic and so unnecessary and so flirty. Like, I basically just poured every trope that I love in, like, Otome love interests into one character. And, like, he's just so theatrical and melodramatic, and I love him. So he's got to be my favorite.
Awesome. Okay, I have two answers, because one is as a character that doesn't have a canon appearance, but we have talked about. If I'm allowed to say this one, Mr. G. Len, because we have talked about, if he were to get designed, he would have a dad bod, and that automatically qualifies him as my favorite character, because I love me a dad bod. But being for real, as much as I love Peppermint, as much as that boy makes me feel things, I just want to die for him, I'm gonna have to say Candace. I love her.
Yeah.
I love her as a heroine. She takes nobody's shit. She's proactive. Like, my thing with Otome heroines, and this, as much as I love Amnesia Memories, I fucking hated I hated the main character sometimes, because she just kind of like took people's shit and didn't do anything. Icky's route, sometimes she kind of stood up for herself, and I was like, you go, girl, don't take his shit, stand up for yourself. Yeah, tell Kent off, let's go. But there was like at times I'm like, damn, bitch, you're just really gonna fucking die? You're really gonna let him kill you? But, like, with her, she's smart. She's not gonna take shit lying down. She's not gonna, like, sit in a corner and cry. Even though in, like, the original outline, there was a moment where it was like, she's just gonna sit in the jail cell and cry. But then I was like, that's not characteristic. That's not really her. She's the
type who will eat the bars to get out instead.
Yeah. So she's gonna try to find a way to, like, help herself out of a situation. And if she sees, like, some kind of injustice, she's gonna do something. Like in the throne room, both options, she's gonna speak up no matter what. Either it's gonna be in favor of Peppermint, or she's gonna tell that stupid bitch ass Caramel to go fuck himself, saying he's a little bitch ass.
Dude, you were on fire when you wrote that scene. I just want to say that I witnessed this because I was in the Google Doc at the same time, and we were going through some edits, and then all of a sudden it was like I saw the inspiration just like flash on in like Kristi's brain, because she suddenly started typing like rapid fire, like all these new lines were like pouring out, and I was like, I feel like I'm witnessing something beautiful right now. I just stood there and like watched the scene form. It was really cool.
The writing ghost took hold of me, and I don't know what
literally
happened. During the process, I blacked out.
Because I saw you like sort of typing and half typing and then revising a few lines, and then just all of a sudden it was like phew, and you just like fired off, and I was like, whoa, and it was amazing. I was just watching these lines and I was like, hell yeah, this is incredible. I love this scene.
Oh, I'm glad. And also, like, she's not like, it's just so she's a strong character, but she also has like her weaknesses. Like the fact that she's addicted to a gacha game, I think says enough about her. Like, holy fuck, girl, get help. But it's also like, it's hinted at, like, at least in the jail, so that like she sees this game as a comfort. I think it's the fact that she spent so much money on this game is one side of addiction, but also too, she really loves this game. And when she's in the jail cell by herself, she slowly comes to this realization that this fucking world that she loves is in reality terrible, but she's unable to actually admit that. She's like, this world that I love it's terrible, and then she stops herself. She's like, I can't admit it. She has her vulnerable moments, and spoiler alert, and Peppermint's route, it's not too much of a spoiler, so it's not a happy one. When she's talking to Peppermint, and she's like, I know what it's like to be alone and have these problems, and you're just not knowing if you should talk to somebody. It's I think it compared to like being in a room that's getting slowly filled up with water and deciding whether or not you should like call for help and get somebody else into that situation with you. You know, something like that. She sees her as a type to like just like be by her lonesome sometimes. She was like, I would just rather deal with shit by myself, you know, or just escape to my candy world. So she has her own weaknesses that are implied, or you know. And I was like, oh, love you, Candace. Love you, girl. But Peppermint's second fave, and G-Len is dad bod number one. Yeah. if we ever design him, oh my god, y'all will see that gummy bear dad bod soon. So the next question, Oona, this is directed towards us.
Mm-hmm.
How was the writing process, and how did we end up deciding what the main conflicts were going to be in each route?
I mean, in terms of the main conflicts, I think we came up with the outline first, and I think it was mostly your input, because I kind of wanted to see what your vision was for the game first before I started to come in and add my own ideas. But then, because we knew we would be branching off for the characters and writing those independently, like you did Peppermint's outline, and then you sort of started off Lakritz's outline, and then I went in and finished fleshing out the outline, deciding what the conflicts would be, what the endings would be, and then showed you what I came up with, and you sort of helped me tweak it so that they would sort of not mirror each other, but like they would match in pacing and length and all of that kind of thing. So I guess that's kind of how we did it. It was just, we kind of worked through it together, did it piece by piece. We'd come up with our own ideas, and then we'd discuss them with each other. And the whole way, though, I think I had it in my head, like, I need to make sure I'm matching Kristi and that we're on the same wavelength. So it was, I guess, yeah, just that communication of just checking things, running them by you, being like, okay, I read a lot of Peppermint's route while you were writing it so that I could make sure that my pacing was the same and that I had the same tone as you. Not necessarily same tone in terms of like the feelings that you feel throughout the route, but just making sure that the style was kind of matched as well as best as I could. So yeah, I guess that's how we just kind of workshopped ideas together at the same time, and then I guess it all just sort of evolved from, and that's kind of how we wrote too. We would each do our own parts, and then I got stuck on a part and I'd be like, do you want to try having a go at this scene? And then you would do that, and then you would kind of take that and run, and then you'd be like, hey, Oona, do you want to try writing this part? Like, I think because we were both kind of like happy to like pass it over to the other person and then have a discussion about it, it was pretty seamless, I think.
Yeah. It was fun. It was easy. It was easy. It was good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. If we had one word to describe the development of this project, it's easy, and that's not a word that can be used often with game development. So to get clue the viewers in, what is the conflict for Lakritz's route? Just if you can give like just an idea, because it's hinted at the demo. That's with. Well, it's kind of hinted at the demo.
In the common route, which is what's available in the demo. I'm trying to figure out how to say it without revealing anything, but I guess so. Lakritz is. Can I say that who he's related to? Is that allowed? Am I allowed to say anything that's in the demo?
No, it's
okay,
revealed. It's revealed.
Yeah, so like a minor spoiler warnings for the demo if you haven't already played it. But Lakritz is related to the king and Peppermint, but he was exiled, and so his dastardly plan as the villain in quotation marks is that he wants to basically stage a revolution, destroy the monarchy, and rebuild a new government that takes care of the people of the land rather than oppresses them. So like that's, I guess, his plot conflict, and then obviously he has his own emotional issues. You don't go away from being exiled as a teenager like unscarred emotionally. So he has his own, I don't want to say daddy issues, but family issues.
There's definitely some family issues that get explored and revealed in his route that we're not going to spoil here.
So yeah, he's got that like emotional conflict within himself as well. He's got a lot of anger and resentment that he either needs to work through or not. And then there's the whole revolution plot line as well, which I think will be interesting to explore through the choices as well and see what players choose. Yeah,
and for Peppermint, as Oona has stated, that Peppermint is related to the king, and he is related to he's the younger brother of Lakritz's half brother, and he is unfortunately the product of abuse. It is shown, it is implied. He is unable to stand up to himself. He's unable to voice himself really with his father. He's too scared of him, and the conflict is that it's like he kind of doesn't know what to do. He kind of excuses what his father does. He's like, no, my father's a good guy, and it's just man, Peppermint.
He
I'm
breaks
just thinking
my
about
heart.
now. He does break his heart, and the conflict is like trying to get him out of that situation, really. And at the end of the demo, you guys escape, but what's next? Well, you explore that, and how do you get Peppermint out of this situation, and all that wonderful jazz. That is his conflict. And so, because I didn't want to do like it was like, it's like how do I describe it? The crits is more. I'm trying to word it. I can't words. Someone help me. Crits.
He's yeah. I'm trying. It's hard to say without spoiling anything, but their roots are sort of, they follow similar themes, and like there's obviously similar plot elements happening, but their characters are quite different. And Lakritz is quite like flirty and charming, but then like obviously has that more vulnerable emotional side behind all of that, whereas I think Peppermint is almost the opposite in some ways, in that he's quite sweet and vulnerable from the beginning, and he makes you want to like take care of him and help him, whereas Lakritz I think is more the type to like put on a front, and you have to kind of work to chisel that away and find out how he really feels behind that. So they complement each other, and they're also opposites, but then they also match in some ways, and I think it'd be interesting to see the two roots and how they're different but also similar.
We can't wait to break your guys' hearts, is what we're saying.
In so many different ways.
Oh, you don't even know. Y'all don't even know. Oh man, when I sent Max the voice, the new lines for Peppermints out, he was like, oh. He's like, oh. He's like, is this like Insta direction I should take with this line? I'm like, yes. And he's like, oh. All right. So next viewer submitted question comes from Flowers for Joy. Joy asked us, what happened during Candied Hearts development that we didn't expect, but it ended up being a good thing? Also, any fun references, Easter eggs, and inside jokes? So many, but we will get to that. So guys, what happened during Candied Hearts development that we didn't expect, or that you didn't expect, but ended up being a good thing?
I think the fact that it was a demo rather than the full game. Like originally we were planning on having the full thing released, but I'm actually really glad that we made the choice to release the demo first and then keep working on the rest of the game outside of that, because otherwise I think we would have crunched and rushed it, and it wouldn't be as good as it turned out to be.
Oh yeah, for sure. We wouldn't have gotten Reginald.
No, exactly.
Yeah, we wouldn't have him. Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't have gotten our what's the guys from Pokemon's name? N. We wouldn't have gotten N. Yeah.
We wouldn't have N lights.
Yeah, exactly. So I would have to echo the same exact thing. If we just rushed out the game, one, it would have been a worse product than it wouldn't have turned out the way it was, and we wouldn't have gotten everything that came after it. You know, all the wonderful reception, just everyone being so proud. The merch, the Reginald, just everything. Honestly, all of it. Aca, what about you?
No, same thing. Honestly, like
wow, copy and answers.
I mean, I also like it in a way that like I can come back to things that I couldn't do before, which I'm like, yeah, I like that. I like the idea of being able to come back and like add more sprites, add more backgrounds, new characters. So yeah, I'm glad it's a demo and we can add stuff to it.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. Demos are good, people. Demos are fantastic. All right. So now the second question Joy asked. Any fun references, Easter eggs, and inside jokes? Like we said, so many. So fucking many. The moment you open the game, there's a reference. Yeah. I'll tell y'all right now. I didn't put that reference in there. Aca and Oona did.
Yeah. I think I wrote that into the script because I was trying to think of like candy things, and I was like, wait a minute. Kristi already has some like soda-based references that I can put in there. And I wanted to like plug your work as well a little bit, and then and then I said to Aca, and I was like, oh, I don't know if it'll work with the color scheme, and Aca was like, I'll make it work, don't you worry. And you did. It looks great.
Make it work.
And not to mention, like on the phone screen and under like the username, there is the because sometimes in mobile games you can have like a little nickname, and it says the Comet Tab Survivor or something like that, and it's a reference to just like another reference to soft-hearted drinks, like the fucking the Comet Tab that appears in the fucking game. I was dying. I was like, holy shit.
Even the profile picture is like a hash version of like the logo for that game as well.
Where are you fucking serious?
The heart-shaped yeah.
Oh my god, now I need to look back.
Wait, I didn't even know that one either. Like, are we
oh my
discovering
god,
new
it is!
Easter
Are you
eggs?
fucking serious? Holy shit! And it's called the name is called Spice Lover.
Yes.
Comet Tab Witness, Spice Lover. It's 3 fucking references, Easter eggs, and 1 goddamn image.
I feel so big brain for that. I love you too.
You peaked 3 times. There was a couple of other more references. There was one. We had like game references like Sus. Anna wrote that one. Among Us. We had to include references. Sus. There was a really stupid one, a Drake and Josh reference, where the king calls you a liar.
Yeah.
I like calling you a truther.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was like, should we keep this in, or somebody said we should keep it. I'm like, we all like, keep it fucking in. We're all like, it's so good. Oh my god, I love dumb fucking jokes like that. And somebody on Tumblr caught it, and I'm like, you person, you're an MV fucking P for catching that. And then we had the inside joke about the mustache. Kristi's mustache, the train tracks, as Oona mentioned, as they mentioned earlier. Oh my god, there's probably more fucking references somewhere. There's like the different candies. Like I remember Mr. Bim Bam is a reference to an Australian. Tim Tam.
Yeah, I wanted a little Aussie flavour in there. So yeah, Mr. Bim Bam is a Tim Tam reference, and the event for the gacha game is called the Bim Bam Slam, which is a reference to the Tim Tam Slam, where you like bite off each end of a Tim Tam and then dip it in like milk and drink the milk up through the biscuit like a straw.
Look at fucking that. I could not. I was like, what kind of candy reference can I make? But I'm like, I feel like I couldn't come up with anything.
What do you mean? Like so many times throughout writing it, I've been like, I need like a red candy or a candy that's like this, and you and Anna and Aca have been like helping me fill in the blanks because I don't know that much about American candy, so you're like sending me all these links. That's the other thing I've learned from working on Candied Hearts. I've learned so much about American candy.
Oh god, you know the travesty with like some of them candy, strawberry fucking delights.
Oh
disgusting.
Yeah, the strawberry ones.
God, this fucking absolutely horrid. If we ever make a sequel to this game, and it'll be commercial at that, because we will get paid. The next one will be a fucking strawberry delight inspired villain. I swear to God, we're not fucking just not doing it. Just not fucking doing it. Can't. That fucking candy deserves to be dragged through the fucking mud. God damn. Are there any other references or Easter eggs or inside jokes that were included in the game that I may have forgotten?
We do have like a little joke about like some of the characters not having candy names.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I remedied one of them, and
yeah,
at least so Reginald and Philip are funny enough, not candy names, but while I was giving Oona feedback, I was giving them feedback for the criticism. I'm like, how about we give Philip a last name? We're going to give this man a candy themed name, and his last name is going to be Ginger Snap.
Yo.
I need something.
Yeah. No, it suits him.
It does.
Him, yeah.
He can snap me in half, you know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, come on. Like, when people get a look at him, they're gonna say the fucking same thing. You're like, Mr. Ginger Snap, can you snap me, please? Come on. Like, am I wrong? Or am I wrong?
No. You're 100%
you're not
right.
wrong. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
freaking Philip Ginger Snap dating Sim when? My God. God, yeah, poor Reginald. I think we're gonna explain that in his route. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Explain why the explanation that we came up with is kind of funny. So stay tuned for Reginald's route for why he doesn't have a candy name. All right. Stay tuned. All right, next one, Aca. This is all you, by the way. This is your stage. This is from Indie Otome. What inspired the game's art style, and how did you end up putting together such a dynamic art cohesion?
Okay, I'm gonna start with the art cohesion because it's simple, because I'm the only artist. There's only one person making the art, so...
Well, I made those stick figures. I made those stick figure CGs. Y'all remember? I'm an artist in quotations.
Adding you to the credits, stick figure artist.
Yes, adding it to the credits, yes. Well, that was 1.5 artists and the entire team.
That does
yeah,
make
I
cohesion
guess...
easy.
Yeah, that makes cohesion really easy. But I mean, even if like we had multiple artists, I think I would have still like been able to do something like make it a style guide or something. But yeah, I think the fact that we had like a really strong like art identity in the beginning, like we just kind of knew what kind of aesthetics we want, because but yeah, this is gonna bleed into the inspiration thing. But aesthetic wise, our inspirations are pretty simple. Cookie Run being one of them. No one's surprised by that. And of course, Candyland, Candy Crush. You look at these games and then you see like what's common between them, and then I try to emulate that. But also I took like some inspiration in like some real world like pastry artists like Kunika, who is an icing artist. They make really great like cookies, and I try and like take some of their work and like their cookie tiles. They make like literally tiles, but like cookie, and like just put that pastel sweet aesthetic into the artwork. Also, funnily enough, for the characters themselves, like what inspired the art style, half of them are like horror games. I'm so sorry I'm like this. like we started with the idea of Mint being a yandere, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So I was
that
like, yeah, horror game, let's go. For real. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna look at horror games. What are some of my favorite like indie horror games? And I was like, oh yeah, Dino Games and Stillwater and Andy and Laylee. And I was like, yeah, they all have this kind of like cute chibi but not that cute kind of style. And I was like, we're gonna do that. So yeah, half of the inspiration for the art style is like mobile games, and the other half is like horror games. There's no in between.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Wait. What was the question again? Could you repeat that?
What inspired the game's art style, and how did you end up putting together such a dynamic art cohesion? You answered the second part of that question.
Yeah.
Answered,
Okay.
I think you
Well,
answered
and the
also the
inspiration,
first part.
yeah. I think it's just we were just reeling because we were thinking back to when Peppermint was meant to be Yandere, and
Yeah.
thinking about how far he's
Oh my
changed.
God,
Like,
dude! Oh,
didn't you draw like a sketch of him holding like a bloody axe or something at one point? Like...
Yep, and with some blood on his scarf.
Yeah,
yeah!
that's right.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Now
I
that
think
boy
that-
just can't stand the sight of blood.
I mean, listen, I love Yandere's, don't get me wrong, but I think the direction that we took his character in the end suits him much better and suits the game much better.
Yeah.
For sure. Definitely agree with that. All right.
Yeah, I think I answered everything. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Clap. All right. I think this is also another Aca question. So get right back at you, Aca. What were the inspirations? This is from Floor. What were the inspirations for the character designs, and how did you and I guess also a little bit of us. How did we decide what candy each main love interest would be? Let's go with the first part of that question first. What were the inspirations for the character designs?
Well, obviously the inspiration is like the Candyland characters. That's like the big inspiration, but also I think in terms of like character design, what like for Peppermint's, it's Peppermint's lore. Aca Peppermint. I am so sorry. That's why I made him a soldier. But also, yeah. But yeah, it actually started from there. Like, all the designs started from there. So we have like Peppermint's lore and how he was, you know, kind of a police. And from that, I kind of like looked at his like Candyland outfit. One of them had like a tall hat that kind of looked like, you know, a shako, I think it's called that. And I was like, yeah, we can turn it into a cute little ceremonial soldier attire, and I did. But also that has the benefit of being like a more formal military wear and less practical. So it's like, you know, mostly for show these days. At least these days, they used to be like actual like soldier wear, but these days they're like, you know, they're just showy and kind of cute. So that was where Peppermint's design came from, but that is also where the, you know, general color for like things that are aligned with the monarchy came from as well. So if you notice, like a lot of the quote unquote monarchy colors are like a little bit of gold, pink, red, and white, and everyone on that side is going to be wearing those colors. On the other hand, when I'm done with like Peppermint, I started thinking about what the opposite side would be, which would be Lakritz's side. And so, you know how the color for like the kingdom are like light pink, beautiful. I wanted the opposite to be true for Lakritz's side, so we went with like a darker color, which is the dark blue purple color. And that also has the benefit of like letting people know like which side each character belongs to. Like Philip hasn't appeared yet, but we did post a sketch of him on Kristi's Twitter, I believe. And you'd also notice that Philip is also wearing a dark blue outfit. So yeah, people on that side will be wearing same colors. They'll be wearing dark blue, and meanwhile on the Empire side they'll be wearing pink and red. And actually there's a third color, which is also not in the demo as of this moment, but there's like, I mean, you do get to see the village, and there's like another setting that hasn't appeared in the game yet, but the majority of the colors there are like brown and green, and I feel like that's the color I kind of assign to like the common people. So it's like not the rebels, not the rebels, but also not the Empire. So there's that third side there that's like orange, brown, and green. And yeah, that's kind of how I develop all the different characters and the different sides, so that people can like look at them and be like, oh, I know whose side these people are on, at least like from the surface, you know. But yeah, a lot of it started with Peppermint, really. It's just Peppermint's lore was just too good.
The boy that started it all. The boy that
started it all.
Aca though.
I liked how you did the hair colors as well, though, like how you can sort of tell which characters are connected to each other through the way they look as well.
Yeah,
like, a lot of detail.
Yeah, like I don't know if, I mean, people might have noticed, but like, you know, all the characters that are related have similar hair colors and eye colors. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, they do. So second part of that question, how did we decide what candy each main love interest would be?
I guess it was that Candyland inspiration again.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was. It really was.
So it was kind of already decided for us.
Yeah, the one that we really thought about when it came to the what candy would they be was Reginald. It was like that was the one, because it was like, okay, we're gonna make a sprite for this guy. What would he look like? Well, he has kind of a sour attitude. He's a little bit of a bitch. Sour candy, sour apple. Let's make him green. So that was it. I wish there was a more like complicated answer with the like. So here we go, big brain, galaxy brain. No.
We kind of decided the candy and like the character inspiration first, and then developed the character from there, rather than coming up with a character and thinking about which candy would match. Like in Lakritz's route, because Lakritz means licorice and he's based off Lord Licorice, there are a few references to licorice throughout his route, but like that came after deciding which candy he was, kind of thing, because we already had that inspiration from Candyland.
I think really like a lot of the Candyland lore. I'm sorry, we keep going back to the Candyland lore, but like
No, it's great.
it really built a lot of things for us. But like, you know, one of the person that like guides you in Candyland is like Mr. Mint, right? And the main antagonist is Lakritz, and we were like, oh, that's like a good, you know, that's like their foils. And also, not to mention, you know, with the Candyland lore, how Mint is like becomes a cop, and then I think he became nobility, I believe. I don't remember fully.
Oh, bro.
I think so. I know. And then like the I don't remember the licorice dude's name in Candyland, but
Lord
I think he's like I think he was like a duke or something.
What the
But
heck?
like, yeah, and we were like, what? Are they related? What is this? And then it just snowballed from there, I believe.
It literally, that was where most of the inspiration came from, was reading the Candyland lore and then being like, okay, but what if we did this with it, and what if they were like related, what if this, what if that, and then develop the story
we
from there.
manifested it. Candyland, I said Candyland. Candied Hearts is really just a Candyland fanfiction come to life out of control.
Literally, yeah.
Fucking, my God. Jesus. Also, Aca, for Peppermint's design, I remember specifically telling you, when you designed him, keep in mind Mr. Mint's 1999 design, the one where he has like the big, because it's his cutest version. Because he has like the red nose and everything. It's like the clown-like red nose, the beady eyes. Because his later reincarnations, I don't know what the fuck they did. They're fucking terrifying. Holy good
Which
God.
is where the yandere idea came from, was when we saw the terrifying version.
Yeah, my God. And then in the 2014, he's just a fuck. They got rid of they got rid of it all. He's just wearing green. He's in a sled. Weird. He's in a wheelchair now in the 2021 version, which is cool. But he's also a mayor. He's
a mayor.
I don't know, yeah, he's a mayor. He's a fucking mayor in the 2021 version. He's Mayor Mint. Mayor Mint, but he looks like he's fucking 13. How is this 13-year-old kid running fucking Candyland? This shit's gonna. He's just having fun. In his wheelchair sledding. What the fuck is happening? Who's governing this fucking land? Holy shit!
So like what you're saying is we need to do like some sort of winter themed DLC set like 20 years in the future.
Oh my God! Okay, wedding DLC paid.
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the people are down.
I'm down to draw some wedding dresses. You know.
Peppermint in like a winter with Kristi in a winter outfit. Oh my God. Oh,
so this is how we brainstorm, if anyone's wondering. All those questions about how we come up with ideas, it's literally this. We just talk to each other and we're like, but what if we did this? And like, oh my God, that's a great idea. What if we did that?
Yes,
and then it spirals.
Really
and then the next thing we know, we're writing a script.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Before we come up with any fucking other side games, let's go on to the next question. So we sort of answered this earlier, but we can answer it again. From Gray and Right, what was everyone's favorite part of the development process? Mine was release. Mine was just putting the game out there.
Yeah, like seeing the response. I agree. I think like it's so hard to know how it's going to be received. So seeing people playing it and writing the reviews as well, the ratings and stuff, like that was really rewarding.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was so nervous leading up to release. I'm nervous with every release. Release anxiety never fucking goes away, y'all.
Oh, for real.
It is. You can be like 10 years in this gig, and you're still gonna have some level of anxiety. It's so nerve-wracking, especially as an indie dev, because you're like, oh man, is this gonna make or break me? Oh, fucking like Scooby-Doo. But just releasing it out to the world, it's trying to, and then of course 2 days later Twitter fucking broke. So that was fun, but just releasing it, just release it out to the world and not having to worry about release anxiety. And seeing people enjoy it was the best part of the development process for me. Oh my god. Is that what everyone else's favorite part of development was, or y'all have different answers?
I think I just liked all of it.
I don't have a different answer, but
Oh.
I just noticed something funny. It's because our favorite part is like right at the beginning and right at
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah, I think it's because
Everything in the middle is just pain.
Yeah, because coming up with the idea is fun, and then releasing it and you getting that satisfaction after all the hard work is fun. And in between there are fun moments. Like I said, I really liked the calls with Kristi where we were like co-writing things and going through the edits and things like that. But like there were a lot of moments in the middle where you get stuck on things and it's frustrating, and then you think you've got time and suddenly the deadline's only 2 weeks away and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
I have so much more to do. So like there are definitely some stressful parts in the middle, but I also did enjoy the process, and like still am enjoying, like I said, still obviously still in development, but like it is fun to figure out how to turn those ideas into a game that you can share with people, even if there is also a lot of stress and pain along the way too.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. That's my favorite question. All these questions have been amazing, but this is my favorite question of the lot. From Chim. Would you rather take one giant king caramel or 20 little king caramels? We need to know.
Oh my god. I think the little ones.
Okay, who wants to
then
go
you can
first?
just punt them. I think the little ones, because you can just. I feel like it'd be really satisfying to just punt a very small king caramel, and doing that how many times was it? 100 times over? That would feel good, I think.
Therapeutic.
Yeah.
Aca, would you take on one giant king caramel or 20 little gremlin king caramels that are gonna climb on you like?
Well, I mean, if they're small and they're made of caramel.
You can just eat them. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah. Okay, that's a very Candice answer. Eat your way through the bars.
It's easier to eat 20 little caramels than one giant one, you know? I don't do good with jawbreakers.
I can't believe she's gonna vor fucking king caramel. Oh my god.
Oh my god, new DLC idea again?
Oh no! Before I give my answer, my friend, it was very angry when it was playing Candied Hearts, because they love elves. They love old men, and when it got to that part, messaged me, said, Kristi, how dare you? I can't love him. He's an asshole. I'm like, I'm sorry, but there's a dilf later on.
Mood. Honestly, I felt the same way. I was like, man, I really want to like him because he's a dilf, but I just can't.
Yeah, I felt that, yeah.
Oh my god. So for me, god, 20 little king caramels and one giant king caramel to rule them all. Oh, jeez. See, I'm already so small. I feel like this 5 little king caramels are just gonna kill me. I wanna have like an anime moment where I take out one giant king caramel and like
Attack on Titan or something.
Attack on Titan theme plays in the background. Or I have like a Ranking of Kings moment. I'm Boji. I'm about to beat the shit out of somebody. I'm running across buildings and shit. I'm sliding and that stuff. Like, oh my.
Hell yeah.
Now I need 20 little gremlin king caramels drawn. Yeah, Aca, you might get a commission soon.
Looking forward to it.
It's fucking Candice eating fucking king caramels. It's like all the rest of them are running away and scared and frightened. I might commission you for that. Oh my god. All right. Last question before we lose ourselves here about Vor and King Caramel. Last question comes from JMB, and this one is about what we might see in the game. Where does Lakritz live, and will we see it?
I mean, do we want to keep that a secret? You will see it, but do we want to keep where he lives a secret for his route? Or do we want to give a little teaser?
Give a little teaser, Oona.
Oh, all right, how do I... So, I mean, so at the end of the demo, if you decide to go after the crits. He tells you to meet him in the forest. So he does live
Forest.
forest. I thought in a forest. See, I was just testing you guys to like see if you were paying attention while you're playing the demo. But in a forest, in one of the forests, there is a cottage. Lakritz lives there with another character who you will meet. It's fairly early on in his route, so you won't have to wait long.
Yeah, thank God. We get to see that character. Very tasty.
And the background art that Aca designed as well.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes,
and there's an Easter egg in that.
Inside.
There's an Easter egg in that one as well. If you for Candy Hearts fans.
Yeah.
For Candy Heart fans, for Candyland fans, if you look very closely in the background, you will notice an Easter egg. You have to be a fanatic, though, I feel like, to get the reference. If nobody gets it, I will point it out on Twitter. People like, oh, that's so cool! Wow! And then forget about it 5 minutes later. Alright, that is all our questions. Guys, we did it!
Hell yeah!
Yeah! Oh my God, we did. We did. God, wow, that was awesome. All right, guys, that is it for this special edition of the podcast. How'd you guys feel about that?
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah,
of
thanks for having
course.
us.
It was fun to have you guys around. Where can people find you guys? Show yourselves once more, please.
Twitter, Tempest Oona, twitch.tv/Oona Tempest. I have my website, sweetandspicyreviews.com as well. I've got my Discord server, which is where I post most of my updates because I have a bunch of different projects, so I tend to post everything all in Discord as like one hub, so that's the best place to find updates. Otherwise, Twitter, Twitch, and sweetandspicyreviews.com.
And
Awesome.
I literally have the same name everywhere. I'm like just Summer Origins everywhere. I'm on Tumblr, Twitch, Twitter? Question mark. Twitter's kind of dying, but like I'm still there for now. We'll see how it goes. But yeah.
Oh yeah, and you also have a VGen as well. So
Yes, I totally forgot about my
Oh, how the fuck people love you. People want to commission you, girl. Oh my God.
No, but usually I don't use VGen for my commissions, not yet at least. So I've just been talking to my clients, so I totally forgot it existed.
What do you use for your commissions?
People just DM me on Twitter or Tumblr.
Okay, so if you
somewhere.
want a commission done, just hit her up in the DMs.
Just hit me up anywhere, really.
Also, additionally, what do you guys what can people look forward to from you guys? I forgot to ask that. What can people look forward to from you guys? Oona and Aca, what are you working on?
I mean,
Tell me.
Candied Hearts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Candied
I was
Hearts.
just-
It's just Candied Hearts. Nothing else. You don't. Oh, yeah.
I've got some. So with Sweet and Spicy, I went to PAX recently, so I'm going to be posting some interviews with some Australian indie developers soon. So I'm working on those as well.
I am
But yeah,
working
mostly
on a
Candied
game again because I'm insane. I know. I just finished Spooktober, but I'm making another game right now.
Wait, what the
Oh,
fuck?
hell
Okay.
yeah.
First of all, play Aka's game.
Yes.
Please say it, because I'm gonna butcher the fucking name if I say it. What is your game?
Imago Dirge.
Play Imago Dirge. It is released for Spooktober, and I can't even fucking come for you because I'm working on 20 million fucking things on my own. But so you're working on another game. Can you give us a little bit the teaser?
I'm actually just working on working with a new engine. I'm trying Bitsy out because it sounds fun, and I'm like, I'm getting a little bit tired of Ren'Py sometimes. So I'm just making something small in a new engine. But also I do have like
Tom follows us on Twitter.
But yeah, it's going to be like a 1-bit pixel game. It's nothing much. It's just like something for fun. But yeah, it's gonna be about a cat.
Oh.
That's all I'm gonna say for now. Because I'm not done writing or anything. I just know I want the main characters to be a cat.
Is it gonna be
Hell
fucked
yeah.
up?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, thanks.
Amazing.
I have no hope for that cat. It
The
really
cat's
is
gonna be
gonna have
fine.
fucking
The
9
cat's
lives.
gonna be fine.
Okay,
The
I
cat's
sure
gonna
hope
be
so.
fine.
God, I sure hope so. Oh yeah, my turn. Where can find me? I'm so bad at plugging myself. I can't network for shit, guys. You guys can find me on Husbanda guys everywhere. Itch, Twitter, Twitch. I occasionally stream as a Garfield PNG tuber. Sometimes my face. Depends on my mood. I'm on Patreon, Husbando_goddess. If you want to give me money, have early access to games and other content, feel free. No pressure. I am
also got a game.
releasing. What?
You've also got a game coming up
Oh
soon.
yeah. I was thinking. Fling with the Tiefling is coming out on the 27th. It is a short fantasy. Yeah.
I'm so hyped.
It is.
I've been waiting for this one.
It's a short fantasy romance game inspired by Baldur's Gate 3 Brain Rot.
Let's go.
It's oh yeah, man, you don't understand. It is. I love it so much. It's just it's basically confessing your feelings to your tiefling companion Chorus, and it's so fucking cute. And there's 2 endings. Either it's like a fluff, ace-friendly ending, because of course I had to include one, my asexual ass, and there's more of a light, spicy ending. And I think Oona read. I don't know if Oona actually read through that. But
I did.
yeah,
I love it.
The very first. It was the rough
Yeah.
rough draft. So it got even better. It got better. It got better.
It's better.
It got better.
Better? Okay.
I'm so
It got
excited.
better. Yeah, it got better. So I'm and the main character is gender neutral. So I took that into a lot of consideration when writing. Like, I want everybody who's anybody to play this game and not feel like excluded, which was like kind of particularly hard when it was writing like the spicy scene. But I did it. I'm a fucking miracle worker. But yeah, that'll be coming out on the 27th. It will be free. And I'm also working on a Yuri Jam game. I just finished the rough draft for that script. It's called Intoxicating. It is about Kate, an NB lesbian.
Hell
We
yeah.
love our non-binaries out here, meeting a mysterious woman while they're at the job at the bar, and how the night will end will depend on them. Will end in excitement, will end in nothing. And who is this mysterious woman? And is she dangerous? Well, the fact that I had to ask that question should be the answer. Should answer everything you need to know. But yeah, that's. I don't know when that's coming out. Before December, the beginning of December, December 3rd, basically. But that's it. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you have a fantastic day/night whenever you're listening to this, and please keep a smile on that face. Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
See ya.